Hey guys, the main news of the day is actually HMPV. The new virus has caused quite a bit of a stir in the market, right? We have seen about close to 400 points drop in Nifty and 1,000 point fall in, Bank Nifty and about 1,400 fall in Sensex. So in this video, we're gonna look very deep into how it will affect different sectors of the stock market. So till now, we have only gotten like three cases, that the government has, currently noticed about, and two of them are from Bangalore and one of them is from Ahmedabad. And one more major thing to notice in all the three cases that are detected as so far is that all three of them have affected only infants and not like adults. So maybe there is a bit of silver lining. I'm not sure how it will affect in the future, but then that does add a little bit of I guess a silver lining to it, because if it doesn't affect all the adults just like it did in the COVID, maybe it will not have such a huge impact on the markets or overall the running of the overall economy, right? And then we also have FIIs who are selling a lot more today. Just last week they've sold about again 4,500 crores. The month just started, even after that they're selling it. So many market makers are speculating that this is a much bigger problem to worry about compared to some virus that is like COVID, right? So we have a lot of people coming out and saying that FII selling is what we should be worried and not the HMPV. But that's not how the market feels. But then we'll get back to it in just a second, because today we noticed the Bank Nifty fell for about 1,400 points, and we noticed all the stocks. For example, if I go here, you'll be able to see the top losers: HDFC Bank, ICICI, SBI, basically all the major stocks, right? And this basically is happening because all the banking companies follows what HDFC does, because HDFC clearly one of the biggest private banks in India, and they have given their quarter three updates. So now don't get confused with quarter three as actual quarter three results. So basically all these companies have to mandatorily give at the start of the quarter itself if they have some important news about the revenue or the profit, where the company is going based on its growth forecast and everything, right? So based upon that, right now itself in January, we have gotten all the companies, all the basically different sectors coming out and mentioning their business updates, and just like that, HDFC Bank has done it as well today. And even though they mentioned that their deposit ratio has improved a little bit, again it has put a lot of pressure on the bank, because HDFC and HDFC Bank both merged together last year and they became this one big company. So clearly they have a lot of stuff to figure out, and if you are interested in knowing what is actually going on fundamentally within this stock, I've already made a video about it. There's a blog written which explains very clearly. I'll drop that in the description box, give it a watch. So clearly, because of the business update, the whole banking sector is extra bearish. And we noticed last week, the public sector banks like Union, etc., had come out with their business update as well, and that was very positive for those public sector banks. But clearly the same is, the business updates are not that good for private sector banks, as we can see today, right? And then coming back to the HMPV virus, the main stock that gets affected as soon as something like COVID or any other virus comes out is the airline and hotel related stocks. Clearly, all the major sectors in the hotel and airline stocks have fallen more than 6% today. Indian hotels down about 3%, Samai hotels down about 6%. Just like that, you can see literally every stock is down at least 5%. So clearly, that's because if there's any virus or something like that, there will be less people traveling, and that means less revenue for these companies. So clearly, they're all down in the dumps today. And next off, obviously, the airline stocks. We have noticed that Nifty as a whole has hit an all-time high. Literally every stock out there has hit an all-time high, but not the airline stocks. Clearly they have not participated in any of the growth, but they're very sure they're the first in line to participate. If there is any sort of fall in the market, they'll be the first one to fall. And clearly today we can see that in the stocks as well. Indigo down 5%, Spicer also down about 5%. So it's a very bearish sector for me. And next up we have ITI. I'm covering this stock for I don't know, last 18 to 20 days. Clearly, as you can see, maybe first covered it on 11th of November, when we saw this huge surge in the volumes, and later we got the news about its financial like quarterly results. And basically even today it has given a business update where they mentioned that the stock might perform really well. So clearly we see a huge surge in the share price along with very high volumes, which gives me a bit of faith in the breakout. So next off, I have JSW Energy, which actually fell 5%. That's uh, because there is something called a CERC. That's basically a government agency which handles all these electricity related stuff. They basically make up rules, like how RBI makes rules for banking stocks, and they're mentioning that they'll put some sort of an extra tariff, basically a tax on the one of the project that JSW Energy is handling, and clearly that will impact the revenue in the coming quarter 3. So clearly, after the news came out, the stock has fallen like 5%. Right, and next off, you can even see the chart over there, opened with a gap down, and even then there's absolutely no recovery, no buyers out there, because clearly even on a technical aspect it's very bearish. So next off, we have Union Bank and Bank of Baroda, basically all the PSU banks as well. After their business update, it had performed really well. But today, after when HDFC came out with their updates, and there's also news about HMPV virus, and there's also FIIs who are actually taken a huge position in these PSU stocks. Even they've started selling. So clearly, there's a lot of negativity. And today we can see that there's a huge crackdown, even on a technical and fundamental aspect. The PSU sector as well has taken quite a bit of hit today.
If you're a trader following market calls and tips for day trading, use our tool RNT, Research and Trade. All you have to do is link RNT to your trading account, then just sit and relax. Turn trading into business at app.gwcindia.live. Check out description for more details.
Disclaimer: investments in the securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.